Hey, it's rolling, butter boy. I didn't actually know that changed the volume. I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought that was headphones only. It's so freaking hot.
Are we starting?
You can start whenever you want.
Okay, well, we're starting. We already started, so welcome. Welcome back to the third dimension. I'm Max.
I'm Cruz.
And today,
It's hot.
yeah, it's been
How you
hot.
wearing pants right now, by the way? It's literally 96 out. I don't understand that
Well-
at all. And you have, like, mismatched Christmas socks, as always. I've also noticed that, too. It's only just one holiday. It's just Christmas.
Well, I have some consistency. I have consistency and inconsistency. So within the inconsistency, there's consistency.
You're an idiot.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
So, today, obviously it's hot, and I've got long pants on. You are wearing all white, save for that little pink stamp on your shirt. Yeah, I'm kind of getting over the heat. I'm kind of tired of, like, the mountaininess. You know how there's mountain heat, the difference between mountain heat and beach heat? Like at the beach, there's like a breeze.
It's humid here, and it just feels not good.
Well, it's humid at the beach too, but here it's
Yeah,
like
but it has a
it's
sea breeze.
Stagnant. Look at that European wasp over there. Sorry, I just saw it. It's
You're
big
such a
and
dork.
it's flying
See, a
around.
European wasp, what's its scientific name?
I don't know.
Hogmus bajarbargus?
I think that's a spell in Harry Potter.
Yeah, because that's how they all freaking sound. They sound stupid as all get out.
Speaking of Harry Potter, many people who are homeschooled, like Christian homeschooled, they were raised in families that believed that Harry Potter was just witchcraft and like
Oh, so they couldn't
of
watch
the
it?
devil. Yeah, they couldn't watch. They
That's
weren't allowed.
insane. What is
Yeah.
that, freaking like Mormonism or something?
No, that's just like normal. Like I think probably hyper conservative families.
So like what? Not Presbyterian, but something else.
I don't know. I don't think it's
That's
it's
freaking
not.
insane.
Yeah, yeah.
So like they couldn't watch pretty much any Disney movie, if that's the case, because there's witches in all of them.
Yeah,
Wow.
magic.
Bleak
no magic.
childhood.
Yeah, no magic.
So
just,
what?
just
Disney,
VeggieTales all the way.
Disneyland was just evil town.
Yeah,
I mean, not that I like Disney, but
VeggieTales all the way. Apparently,
VeggieTales is real good, man. Wasn't that Christian?
Yeah, that's why I said they only were allowed to watch
Yeah, that's
VeggieTales.
right. Well, I don't know. I just remembered it like I knew it was. I remembered it, but I didn't know if it was like
Yeah, there's a
predominantly
tomato
Christian.
and a cucumber.
You know, I remember it. I'm just saying I didn't know that it was actually like predominantly.
Did
like,
you watch VeggieTales?
Mm-hmm. When I was real young, man, it was.
What did you watch growing up?
VeggieTales,
but like super, like the super young age,
the Munsters, like the original one.
like really young.
Yeah, the Munsters, VeggieTales, freaking Wild Kratts. That was a good one. Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't have like cable when I was growing up. We just had like DVDs and the Redbox thing. So shows wasn't really a thing. I just watched the ones that were on DVD.
Mm.
So yeah, the majority of the time I remember like most predominantly was the Munsters, like the really old one.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. That and I can't think of another one. For some reason, that's the only thing coming to mind. But I know I watched more than just that.
I watched
You watched a bunch of
Teletubbies?
stupid stuff.
Teletubbies.
Of course you did.
Uh-huh. I don't know
My
why I
lord.
like it. Was really like looking back on it.
It's dumb. It's
No, it's freaky.
absolutely
It's scary.
stupid. Yeah.
It's freaky little weird baby faces with no nose.
I also watched the original Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. That was on Boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'd watch Teletubbies.
Dinosaur Train.
Dinosaur, I don't know. That was after my time.
No, it was during your time.
No, it was not.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't. I'm talking like super young, 2002 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Before
all
your
those
time.
shows, all those shows were around until
Dinosaur
about
Train
2010.
was not no. That was like that started in like 2007.
How do you know the specific time of a freaking Disney show?
I'm
You weirdo.
I'm spitballing here.
Yeah,
right?
well, you're probably not true.
I know. Yeah, I'm not true. But anyway, regardless, and then Boomerang was really big
Mm-hmm.
for me growing up, along with Cartoon Network, and I would watch
This
The
is a
Amazing
riveting
World of Gumball.
conversation.
and Adventure Time.
Well.
And regular show.
Oh yeah, regular show was the one I watched a lot.
Yeah.
It's not really for kids, but whatever.
No, it's not. It's actually, this is the
It's
story.
pretty much Adult Swim.
This
at
is
that
the
point.
story behind it. They wanted to make something, I think, for Adult Swim, but they couldn't, and so they toned it down and they just put it on Cartoon Network because that was what was going to take them.
What was that? Cartoon what? Cartoon Network?
Yeah, Ketwork.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad you can American very well.
I English very well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm curious about, because you and I just earlier, like 20 minutes ago, were talking about 9 to 5s. Okay.
This is what we talk about every single time.
No, it's not. We were
It
talking
is.
about 9 to 5s the other time.
Yes, we were. You literally said, "Are you tired of the 9 to 5?" It was like a freaking ad. You literally said that verbatim.
Okay. Well, you. What do you want to say?
Well, I don't know. What were you gonna say? I'm curious now.
No.
No, because you were curious, and now I'm curious about your
No,
curiosity.
you just pooped on my thing.
I didn't poop on it. I'm
You
just
did.
saying
You poo-pooed on my
mentioned
thing.
that the 2 previous episodes.
You poo-pooed on it.
Well, it seems to be like.
I was
No, I
going to
wanna
get
know.
specific. I talked about.
So get specific, I wanna know.
I talked about not wanting to do the school thing.
Yeah.
All right, that was what I talked about last time.
Yeah, but you also did say 9 to 5 about 4 times.
Well, like I said, what do you want to talk
Well,
about?
no, I want to know what you
No,
want to
no,
know.
no.
I was just pointing out the fact that you said that last
You
time.
poo-pooed on it. It's your turn.
I didn't poo-poo on it.
Oh, your turn.
That's not the right reference.
Oops.
What were you going to say? He didn't say oops either.
He did.
No, he didn't.
I'm talking about the guy on...
Yeah, Frankie.
His name is not Frankie.
His name is Frankie.
No, his name is not Frankie.
What's his name?
It's freaking Chris D'Elia or something. D'Elia?
Oh, that's who you're talking about.
Yes.
No, Frankie from the basement.
I know who that is. But
Yeah,
that's the one
he
I was
didn't say
wrestling with.
oops.
Freaking Chris did.
Yeah, Chris Delia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're an idiot. You don't even know
I'm
his
not. I
name.
do. That's what I just said.
I know I do. So what are you going to say about the 95?
No, you don't get to know
No, I
now.
want to know now.
Nope. Mm-mm. It's your turn.
Just because I interrupted doesn't mean I don't want to know it.
Yes, you did. You talk about this every time.
No,
You
but
poo-pooed on
you
it.
said
Yes,
you were
you
gonna
did.
get specific, so I
Nope.
want you to get specific.
No.
I want the
no more-
specificity.
You're not going to get the specificity. Your turn.
You're a dork bag.
I'm not a dork bag. Your turn.
So speaking of 9 to 5, no, I'm kidding. No, I'm freaking starting a new job today. That's exciting. There was a thing on
Another
me.
9
It
to
was
5.
sucking all my blood. I think I have AIDS now. Help me. What is that? It's freaking disturbing. No, I'm freaking. I'm starting a new job, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's an exciting time in my life.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, I'm sure everybody that's actually watching knows, but freaking, you know, you've been in restaurants your entire.
They weren't restaurants.
Career.
Freaking, I worked at a golf shop
Well,
for
yeah.
my first job.
God, these freaking skeeters. They need to
That
die
is
in
why
a hole.
I wore long pants. Full circle.
Anyways, what I'm saying is, you tired of 9 to 5s. If you buy, you know, the whippersnapper, get you right out. That's you.
Share your thoughts.
No, I want to know. I want to
No.
know. No, you mentioned the 9
This
to
is
5
what I
thing.
think. I think that you freaking were going to poo-poo my thing, and then when I was like, okay, you talk then.
No, I was going to talk about me getting a new job. I'm valeting. That's fun.
You haven't even started.
No, yeah, but a lot of people have said it's really fun. I feel like it's just going to be fun, man. You get to jog around. You get to drive nice cars and really crappy cars, and, you know,
Mhm.
you just get to park.
You get up, you park, you go back. You get up, you park, you go back.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's actually all I've ever wanted, is just to be a valet. It's my
pretty
dream, as
depressing.
a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I love parking cars. I don't like driving them, I just like parking them. I like backing them in. That's my favorite. That's what God made me to do.
Back cars in.
Yes,
Hey, have fun with that.
I will.
Anything else on your mind?
No, this is terrible.
Yeah, because you freaking poo-pooed on my
then
thing.
Just freaking say it.
No, you poo-pooed on it.
No, because I'm not going to poo-poo on it.
You just did.
No, we'll say it, because apparently, you know.
Why? Because you have nothing to
Well,
say?
no. You're like, here's a problem. I'm going to address the problem, but I'm not going to solve it even though I have the solution. So freaking talk about it, you dork
No,
bag.
because I'm letting you learn that I had something to talk about.
You had
poo-pooed.
something? You had something?
Yeah, I had something to talk
I had
about.
something to
you
talk
poo-pooed
about.
on it.
I didn't poo-poo on anything.
You did. You went,
You're gay.
oh, you talk about this every time. Oh.
Well, you did, though. They'll agree. They're going to comment. You're going to go home, and your mom's going to be like, Max, you said the same thing you said the last 2 times.
Well, people wanted to hear about, like, and plus it was just me talking, so I was going to ask you questions.
Okay, well, ask me questions.
No, you poo-pooed on
No,
it.
we're just going to sit here in silence. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to put your little freaking clip on the red side because you're so poopy right now.
What clip?
You know, in elementary school when you got the little...
I'm going to get one of those little stuffed animals that flips out. It's like, friggin', it's a happy face and a sad face. I think it's like an octopus. One side's blue, the other side's red. I'm going to flip it out to red and then put it in your dashboard.
Oh, so you're going to act like a 16-year-old and buy something off the TikTok shop? Yeah, it's pretty much par for
TikTok
course.
shop.
Yeah.
The TikTok shop.
That's right.
Actually, no, because a woman who is, like, one of my mom's friends has that in her car, and she's
Wow.
not 16 years old. So...
I guarantee you her daughter, who is under the age of 18, bought that for her.
No, her daughter, she has one daughter, is a year older than I am. So...
Okay, that's still extremely young. It's 23.
24.
You said a year younger than you are. You're 22.
A year old. She's a year younger than you. She's 23
You know what?
when
You
you're
know what?
22.
You know what I meant, man.
Your math is
22
great.
plus 20 plus 1 is 23.
No,
not
a
24.
year and some change.
You could have said a year and some change. You said a year.
A year and a month would be 24.
No, because then it'd be freaking
24.
September.
No, it wouldn't. A year and a month would be August from now. Don't poo-poo on the things that I
I'm
say.
not going to poo-poo on
Because
it.
you didn't have anything to say. Because it's like, I got a new job today.
Round.
No, listen, this is what you were doing. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah, well, I want to know.
You were like, no. And then when I handed
No,
off
I
the
didn't say
mic to
no, I
you,
was
you didn't
just
have
like-
anything to say. You were like, I got a new job today. This is supposed to be about bigger stuff. If you talk about like the friggin', like I got another 9 to 5 where I'm gonna clock in. Joyful, you know.
Well, it was the same thing that freaking Andrew was talking about this morning.
What was he talking about?
He was like... Does he watch this, by the way?
No, I haven't sent it to him.
What in the world, man?
Well, I'll tell him about it.
What is your problem?
I'll tell him
You're
about
so
it.
Unpragmatic.
I'm not a pragmatist. I am an idealist and an optimist.
You're a retard.
And that is what the retards say.
Yeah, that's right. No, what was I going to say?
Quit messing with that cord. The reverberations, if you breaks, you're going to get
It's not
another
going to
one.
break, you freaking dorkbag.
You
This
don't
is
know
commercial grade. Yours is poopy. This is malleable.
Yeah, you wait till that cuts out. And you're like, when did the
It's not gonna
audio
cut
go?
out, man.
You don't know that.
Well, I have
That's
the
what you said
receipt
with
so I can
last
return it.
one. And you get another one. It's like, well, how'd it break? I don't know. So
Yeah.
what were you saying? Andrew was saying
He
what?
was talking about, like the whole ethos thing. Like, yeah, I guess we could talk about not having 9 to 5s, but we have 9 to 5s. So, like, what's the...
So that's what you're going to talk about? This is what it's like to have a 9
No, that's
to 5.
what I'm saying, though, but you're like, we, not just you, we're like, it was like, 9 to 5s are stupid, and then we're working those jobs. So, like, where are we coming
Because
from?
I'm not staying at a 9 to 5
No,
for
but what
another
I'm saying
year.
is
I'm not
we
doing it.
can talk about it more in depth when we're not doing that. But right now we're just talking about the idea of not having a 9 to 5, which I guess is applicable to some people, but like they would rather hear from a perspective of getting out of that.
Well, what's the plan? What's our plan to get out of it within a year?
Well, freaking this obviously, and then other stuff online, and then the pie business.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I honestly I cannot stand the idea.
Well, for those of
having
you who don't know, I grew up in farmers markets. My mom has a business called Marvelous Pies, because my last name's Marvel.
Mhm.
Haha, get it? You
Ha
just
ha,
projectile spit
Yeah, I'll
like a mile.
I don't care.
Disgusting. I just felt it splash all over my leg.
You know, when we were in the car earlier, you freaking started laughing and literally globs of it, like the freaking those cannonballs from the
yeah.
Revolutionary War came spraying down on me. Just globs. Your turn.
And that's what we're going to try to do. It's kind of at the end of the season, so we picked a really bad time to start that. But, I don't know. I mean, there's multiple markets. They're just not in the general area, so we'd have to drive hours to get to one, which isn't terrible. But anyways, that's what we're trying to do. Obviously, pursue the whole online thing. Podcasting is just a very small percentage of that. But mostly the pie business, because that'll be our entrepreneurial start. Where
Well,
that's our thing. Like, you don't need to go to someone that's a higher up. It's just
Right.
us.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that
Well, I'd start that, but again, the prime time to do it is next May, and that's that's surpassed a year.
far
Yeah,
away.
exactly.
Um,
I mean, there are winter markets, but like the farmers markets are in the summer. That's just a fact.
yeah, but here's the thing: there are other markets where you can sell baked goods in the winter, because pies are not dependent upon.
Yeah, but
winter.
then at that point, we're doing the whole restaurant industry thing where we're like making food and then selling food.
Your mom worked. What she said, she worked like 12 hours a week.
Yeah, but she also had like 2 jobs or another job at the
Yeah,
time.
but she freaking only worked 12 hours a week, and then sold the pies for $2,000 a week.
Yeah, $2,000 pies.
She sold the pies, semicolon, for $2,000
Yeah,
a week.
I know. I was there for 8 years.
Yeah. Well, the point I'm saying is, it doesn't even have to be the pie thing. Doing a business, making a small business, so that is the short-term solution to get out of the.
Well, yeah, I was talking to my buddies about that, and I mean, he was just saying like he just feels kind of trapped. Walker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I don't want to like talk about personal information, but like, I mean, I just feel like that's everybody in our age group. That's where we're coming from. I mean, he works for his dad, and I don't know, man. I mean, until we do it, we can't really like give you advice. But I mean,
This is not advice. This is more of the mindset, because here's the thing, right?
well, I mean, it's like a trajectory thing. Like you need to start somewhere, and then obviously that gets you to a certain
It's
point.
like you have to resolve to not to put a date on. I am not going into another 9 to 5. I'm not clocking
Yeah.
in anymore. I'm done. And so once there are real stakes in the game, that'll give you the drive to actually make something work. Because
Mhm.
if there's no stakes, there's no motivation.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm comfortable enough, therefore I could just stay and do whatever.
Mhm.
And for me, it's like, no.
Well, that's just not even like at that point, and this obviously isn't for everybody, because it's very subjective. But for me, that's not even comfortable. Like I feel worse being comfortable. Like some people
It's
can
like,
be.
imagine imagine there was like nice cars you could park, and it's like, well, I get to like.
Yeah,
park
but
nice
then again,
cars.
you're just qualifying a job that you know you don't like.
Well, that's the point, though.
Well, yeah.
It's like it's easier just to say, well, I get to ride in McLarens and Lamborghinis and stuff, to park them, and then it's like, okay. Well,
Yeah, but at that point, it's like, would you rather drive Lamborghinis and ride in McLarens, or would you want to be part of a legacy?
well, yeah.
Which is obviously a very obvious question.
And so what I'm saying is that it starts with the mindset. It starts with how do you change your mind about these things.
So that being said, David Goggins, wake up at 5 a.m., get a baseball bat, hit your shins, and go for a 500-mile run, and then you'll get
Here's
successful.
the thing. Even though I don't agree with everything that he puts forward, I think that there is a bit of that is necessary.
Oh yeah, 100%.
if
Well, he's
you
also
actually wanna get
freaking
out.
just out of his gourd.
Well, here's
In a
why
good
I
way.
think that what he does, if you take that philosophy but you twist it a little bit into motivation, right?
Mhm.
So
Well, he doesn't even talk about motivation. He literally says like he literally says like throw that out the window. Like I don't want to talk about motivation. He wants to talk about discipline.
well, you can't be disciplined without motivation.
Well, yeah, but like
It's like
You
if
know.
you have no motivation to be disciplined, like there's always a reason why you're doing what you're doing.
well, yeah, of course. No,
And
but
so
he's saying
his
once you have the
motivation
point.
is I don't want to be the fat guy on the sofa.
Well, yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, he's convinced himself he's the baddest guy on planet Earth. Not like bad as in like I'm bad, but like the most badass.
well, that's a little narcissistic.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you know.
But my point is that. Well, what do you think about it?
What, him in particular, or
well,
just that mindset?
Just how do you think you get out of a 9 to 5? What changed?
Well, do I have to narrow it down to like a couple of things, or is it just kind of the general consensus of like how I think that is like how I think of a solution?
Well, how?
Well,
What
yeah,
changed in your brain from you being like, well, I guess I could kind of do whatever, to like,
Mhm.
no, I have to get out of this.
Well, I mean, I think the main thing with me, I mean, this is obviously synonymous with you and anybody else that we've talked to that feel, just passionate about this. It's like, yeah, like you just said, like you need motivation, but without discipline, you're gonna get nowhere. And also, like without, I mean, it's like by the same token, like you don't, without commitment, you don't get anywhere, but without consistency, you never make it to the finish line.
You're talking about the Denzel Washington quote.
That's right. But anyways, thanks for pointing that out. I don't know, man. I think it takes a lot of sacrifice. Takes risk. It takes all the things that...
What kind of sacrifice?
It takes all the things that the majority of the population aren't comfortable doing.
Mm-hmm. What kind of sacrifice?
I don't know. Anything you could. Time, relationships.
Anything that doesn't serve.
I mean, anything that's not... Yeah, anything that's
purpose?
not... Yeah, exactly. Anything that's not productive to you as a person.
Or productive.
And that could be... I mean, in my case, you know, I stopped talking to a lot of people the end of my junior year, and especially the beginning of my senior year. And it's not like I enjoyed that, but I'm like, well, I'm literally doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point? And obviously, if you have an option, it's like you either stay where you are, or you hurt just for a little bit, and then you are a mile ahead of everybody else, and you have a jump start. Then why would you not do that? And if you want to get real biblical, I mean, freaking talk about Job. I mean, he didn't voluntarily be like, oh, I'm going to lose everything, but he freaking, literally lost everything except for his life, and then he got everything back twofold. I'm not saying, like, you have to do that, but I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like a parable of, like, if you lose as much as you can, you're going to get that back in return.
Yeah, I think
At some point.
a more apt parable would be what Jesus talks about in whoever would lose their life for my sake will find it, but whoever seeks to save their life, they will lose it.
Yeah.
And he also talks about carrying your cross, and so there's a lot of these allusions to suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's more of a thing of if you don't orient everything in your life towards the goal of getting out and actually starting something apart from the typical 9 to 5,
Yeah.
you will be stuck in it,
Mm-hmm.
because it is very much, I think, an all or nothing kind of deal. That
Yeah.
if you don't, if it's that hard for people to get out, the cost is you have to aim everything in your life, your mindset, just everything you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
your environment, all of it. It has to be conducive to what you're fighting for, because if it's not, it's going to drag you down.
Yeah.
And that is hard, but also I think when you feel that hopelessness in being a 9 to 5, like when you hit that clock in button,
Mm-hmm.
you're fighting for someone else's pocket,
Yeah.
and you get peanuts in
Mhm.
return. That doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that for me it was just like, I would rather suffer to fight for this than
Yeah.
to be comfortable in mediocrity.
Mm-hmm. It's a big freaking... That's fine, man. Just sit still and it won't...
Sit
it's
still?
fine.
Okay, so what do you
Just
think
sit
about
still.
that?
Well, I mean, I agree with it. I don't think there's another... I mean, you could rephrase that, but I mean, it's not going to change the meaning of the freaking sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, what we're doing right now, that's part of it. Like, it seems extremely unrealistic for two best friends to sit down on a couch and have mics and talk about it, and then we get something in return. AKA, like, in the future, there's like ad deals and subscribers, and people enjoy watching us and enjoy listening to what we have to say, and then, like, I mean, even that, like, you can literally, I mean, especially now, like, you can make money. And it's not even about money, it's just about being successful. So successful to me and you is, like, being happy and living comfortably.
No.
What do you mean?
Being, at least for me, being successful is living a life where I feel like I've got purpose.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
And
not even comfortability, just like... I mean, I'd rather freaking... Well, I don't know. I guess if I was called to live under a bridge, sure.
yeah,
I'd just rather not,
yeah.
That'd be great not to.
Well, I guess for me the mindset would be, if you knew you were meant for something that would produce something greater, but you ignored it to have something more predictable and comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
could you live with yourself?
No.
And so for me, it's like I would rather take the risk
Mm-hmm.
of failure than accept the comfortable sort of like ease and intoxication of just normality
Yeah.
and doing what everyone else does. Because it can be intoxicating, because you just become numb.
Yeah.
And I can't do that. I just can't. I will take risks, and there. I mean, of course,
I'll take Rick's.
I'll take Rick's.
I tell you what, I'll take Rick's any day of the week.
Pickle Rick.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'd rather fail than never find out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather fail 1,000 times and have that one success be the way. Because everyone that has gotten to where they want to get, they failed, but they got back up. It's like, if this doesn't work out, you keep going, you keep trying, you keep fighting. You don't give up. Because the people that fail, the people that don't get there, are the people that gave up. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, it's too hard, it's too complicated, too many logistics. I'll just do something easy and simple.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. It's safe.
Yeah.
And I couldn't live with myself like that.
Yeah, no, it would be just meh.
Speaking of that,
what?
I don't mean, were you going to say something?
No, what were you going to say?
When I was at the get-together the other day, right, the Remembrance of Life for a family friend who tragically passed away, I was talking to I got a piece of air stuck in my throat.
I got a mean skin stuck in my throat.
I was talking to a gentleman about this exact thing. He's like, if I was your age, I would do it like that too.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, you went to school, you got a job, the end. And I wish...
Go for broke, man.
I wish that I had done something different.
What we're not saying, though, I guess you could do this, but we highly advise you not to. And this might be a little contradictory, but if you put all your eggs in one basket, yeah, it'll probably work out, but, you need to, multiply
What I'm saying is if you really want something bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes to get there.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that...
Yeah, but, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, don't, lackluster plan. Just be like, oh, I'm doing this now.
Well, I mean,
the smart way to think about it, it's again, those people who do talk about success and they are, business owners, and they're like, yeah, I've done this, but I always had, a backup plan, and I always was doing something else.
No, they weren't. A lot of them,
I mean, the majority
they were
of
broke.
them were.
They went bankrupt. Life sucked for a little bit. The actors, they're living out of their cars, homeless, working server jobs.
Yeah, John Krasinski.
And I'm like, you see that, and you think that, oh yeah, I'll just kind of make everything comfortable and make it easy. It's like, no, you fight tooth and nail to get where you want to be, and it's not a game. It's not like something where it's like, yeah, I can kind of screw around and be like, whatever. It takes everything to get there, and unless you're willing to actually fight for it, unless you're willing to go for broke, and be like, this is what I'm doing, I am not giving myself an option B, because why would I want less for myself than this thing that I've got? And that's, I think, where people get it wrong. I think that they want to play it too safe. It's like, I don't want to lose everything, so I'm just going to kind of hedge my bets. And it's, I understand it, but I feel like if you're really shooting for something at the top, you're going to have to bite the bullet. You're going to have to do the hard thing. Yeah. And a lot of people are going to say you're going to fail. A lot of people are going to say you're never going to make it. And the key is that mentality of fighting through it. Like, no, I know who I am and I know where I stand, and I'm going to keep fighting no matter what. Yeah. And that's what I think sets apart the people that rise to the top and the people that fall. And that's just from talking to people and just seeing the people that have made it, what they say, because they've got the scars to prove it. Yeah.
Well, that being said, I mean, that's what we're both going through, but with my experience in particular, whether I enjoy it or not, I'm waking up at 5:30 and 6 consistently every single day, and I run, and then I go to the gym. But this morning I noticed there was nobody on the trail. It's just me. That was a good feeling. You're the only person getting it done. 5:30 in the morning. The freaking sun hasn't rose yet. I mean, that's the point you want to get at, man.
Well, that feeling of it's dark out, no one else is up, but I'm up because I'm fighting for something more. That's the feeling that will drive you.
That's the freaking crap that me and you strive off of. And I feel like people haven't experienced it yet. Well, so if you're 500 pounds, stop eating freaking diabetes, Betty's, whatever the crap.
Diabetes Betty's.
Go sign yourself up for the Badwater 342. It's a 342-mile race in freaking, what's it called, Death Valley, Nevada? Do that. There's the Arizona. I don't know.
So, and this is a little bit different. On the topic of what you just said, I know it's hot outside, but listen.
My freaking hair is flying all over my eyeballs. Hairy eyeballs?
Hairy eyeballs? Mm. What? Freaking hair is flying all over my eyeballs. Hairy eyeballs? Mm. 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 Hairy eyeballs? You would express wanting to do an Ironman.
Yeah, I actually do really want to do that one day. I mean, it sounds absolutely insane, but for some reason, and this is the thing that I resonate with, it's not even just Goggins, but any, like, I don't know, like, professional athlete. They're like, I like being in the element. I like hurting. In, like, a good way, not like, oh, I just broke my leg, let's keep on going. It's like, you like suffering, because you know after the suffering, like, you would have completed something. Like, you couldn't do that if you just gave into it. Like, it's kind of like, it's called, like, the last rep mentality. So if I'm at the gym and I'm bench pressing 225 for 12 and I'm at 10 and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And then I rack it and I've convinced myself that I can't do anymore. But if you're like, one more, like, just do one more, and I get 11, I'm like, oh, I can't do this, but I'm just going to do one more, and you get 12. And I guess you can pretty much go up from 12. But, like, that's what I mean. Like, if you just do one more, like, what I was looking at when I was working out the last time I was in a really good schedule, I was looking at it like 1 week at a time. Now I'm looking at it 1 day at a time, because I feel like it's kind of weird. Like, paradoxically, if you look too far ahead, that'll kind of cloud your judgment. But if you take it 1 day at a time, you do everything with conviction, and you're just worrying about now and the present. And if you're worrying about, like, oh, let's do this week, let's get this week done, and let's keep building on top of that. It's like you're thinking ahead, and you need to focus on doing stuff now. Because, like, if I go to bed tonight and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to run tomorrow, that doesn't matter. That hasn't even happened. It's like 8 hours away. I need to sleep first. I'd rather think about getting in bed early and eating a decent meal before I go to bed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's where I thought before, and that's kind of the place that I'm coming from. And again, this is also applicable to doing this. Like, a lot of people are like, well, good luck, you know.
Well,
it's very indirectly saying, like,
they say that you'll fail because they're using a measurement of judgment that is for someone who wants a normal life, someone who's okay with, who doesn't want to take a lot of risk, right? Who's not okay with doing that, and risk of failure, and failure itself is part of the deal. And I would say that I think that mentality you just expressed, the mentality you just expressed, is a good starting place for that, where it's like one more. It's more like you block out everything that does not serve the goal that you're fighting for. Because once you start letting those voices in, you start letting them dictate who you are and what you can achieve and what you're capable of, then you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. I believe that you are the master of your ship. I believe that you can do what you want to do. You're free to do it, and you have the capability to do it. I think the only thing that stops us is ourselves and the people we choose to listen to.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yep, exactly. And I think that's what sets people apart.
Yeah.
How and there is a certain element of tunnel vision that comes into that, right? And for me, I'm okay with that because it's like, I know that I can do this, and I will. And if you don't think so, then I'm glad that you have your opinion. Goodbye.
It's good. Well, that's a great place to end.
Yeah.
Anyways, we also noticed that between the last 2 episodes, there was like 53 people who watched it, and we have 9 subscribers. So thanks.
No, what he's meaning.
No, if you would kindly like and subscribe and make a comment, because we want to get better at this. We want to put out content that you guys enjoy, and it's not about us. Like, of course we enjoy doing this, but we also want to, like, make something that's mutual.
Well, subscribe so you can tell when, like, the next video gets uploaded.
That's right, because we only have 9. That makes me really sad.
We'll get more time.
Everybody who watches, you just gotta click one little button, man.
Yeah, just click the button. Click
and
the
turn
bell.
on notifications. Yeah, that's right. That's what's important right there.
And the subscribe.
Yeah, and the subscribe. Yeah.
Click them both.
And we also have an Instagram. It's the Third Dimension. It's on Instagram. In the link also, this is also on Spotify, and we also have a TikTok channel that we're gonna start.
Sorry, your hair.
Woo! We have a TikTok channel that we're gonna start uploading content regularly on, as well as every other platform. And we also said last week that we were gonna be uploading videos. We lied to you.
Did we say
That's
that last
next week. Yes, that was last week. And we see that next week.
Oh.
God's sakes. That was last week. Things came up, and we just can't. So if you don't like us, that's your problem.
I don't think that that's
Anyways,
not, no,
goodbye.
That's
Thanks for watching.
That's not what he meant. No. Next week, we will start recording a huge rollout of videos.
Yeah, big rollout.
This week, we wanted to make sure we at least got the podcast out. We are going to be consistent about this, and we're going to get it done. And we're excited about where we're taking it.
Yep.
And the kind of videos we're going to be making. They're going to be funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and soon, very soon, real soon, we're trying to hit a certain benchmark before we start bringing guests. Because I think it's a waste of their time if they come on and only 12 people watch it. And I'm like, eh.
We never talked about bringing guests on.
No, but I am bringing it up now. Because we're gonna do that at some point. Like I don't want them just to be like, oh, it's just these two guys forever. Like it's gonna be the majority of us, but like we are gonna have people on at some point. I'm just laying the grounds for that. In case one day they're getting on, they're like, oh, there was something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that'll be a significant while.
So that's the end of the episode news. I think that's it. You ready? That's right. No, I think that's it. It was a really, really pretty cardinal.
Was it red?
Mm-hmm. Was it? Yeah, it is red. Look at it, man. I want to freaking get the camera and zoom in on it, but it jumped away. A little fart.
OBD Bajoni.
Yeah, that's right. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your...
I hope you have a great rest of your day.
I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't need to say anything else. That was freaking just farted.
Oh.
Yeah, buddy.